Hey there, Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Before we get started with the video, I want to introduce you guys to Hira Charity. Hira Charity is working with widows across Kashmir and Nepal. They're trying to build homes for them. One really important point about this charity is that they have zero admin cost. You know all your money, all your sadaqah is going towards the right thing. Majority of these women are vulnerable, obviously because they're widows. So that's why it's more important for us as brothers, as men in society, and also if there's sisters watching, for us to help them out as much as possible. Now, these homes are being built in the smartest way possible. They're finding the best candidates and then building for them. So there's long-term sustainability for your charity. The homes are ranging somewhere around 4,500 to 5,000 Canadian dollars. So they're getting something decent, but it's not super expensive. So more people are being benefited by this. They've already built 15 homes in Nepal and Pakistan for widows. There's 5 more coming, inshallah, in the next few months, and they're continuously working hard to bring as much more possible. Usually, they work for 2 bed plus 1 kitchen, water plus basic furniture for these widows. Now, if you're interested in giving sadaqah to this charity, I'll put everything in the description below. Please check it out. Hiracharity.com is the website, and then the other link is for the actual sadaqah or donations or fitra, whatever you want to give, zakat or whatever it is, you can give through there. Now let's get started with the video. Okay, guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed the last video, which was about how you can graduate university or post-secondary without a loan, and even without starting a loan, right? So paying off your loan if you taken a loan, but even starting university without a loan and graduating without a loan. Now, let's just say you're starting university with OSAP, with loan, and this is under the consideration that you are a low income to middle income family, so you're not getting so you're getting the whole grant and the loan, or at least majority of it. So to start off this video, it's very important just to understand what are the considerations for you to be eligible for this. So one, you have to be 18 years old and plus. You need to schedule your day, and you need to be really into the mindset, like I said before from the previous video. And by the way, if you haven't seen the previous video and you are under 17, 8, 16, 15, and you want to graduate without a loan, and your parents have sent you this, then you want to be watching the previous video, not this video. Anywho, so you have to have a scheduled lifestyle, and you have to be very dedicated. There's going to be a lot of fitna. There's going to be a lot of divergent opportunities where your brain can misfocus and go towards wrong things and partying and all that stuff. But you need to focus on the element that you want to graduate without a riba loan. So that's the second thing. Third thing is there's a mandatory work element behind it. Obviously, this is exactly what I said before too. It's also for this one, and it's also for the next one. You have to work. I mean, there's no other way of you making finance unless if you have rich parents. And if you have rich parents, then you shouldn't be watching this anyway. You should be going to your daddy, be like, daddy, give me the money.
Oh my god! Wow!
The most important thing is get parents' blessings. And lastly, there's no such thing as partying and you going outside and enjoying yourself with the haram means. Obviously, enjoy yourself in the within the confinements of Islam, and you will be able to do that even if you're focused. Out of your 24 hours in a day, you're working, you're studying, and you have school. But then the rest few hours that you have, you do focus on deen mainly, and then you focus on elements of socializing, partying, and blah blah blah. Okay, you're 19 years old, you've got accepted to your university that you wanted to, you're starting off, you've taken a full loan, you had zero money in your pockets before. What do? You had a little bit of money because your parents given you from Eid and stuff. Okay, so as soon as at 19, what you want to do at first year is your primary focus should be school and scholarships. Okay, your secondary focus should be, which is not anywhere less important, is job, which is part-time, and self-discovery, and plus deen. Okay, so you have to understand there's a whole these two elements to it. Now, your expenses for that year will be $22,000. Your revenue from that year will be $12,000, and this revenue is you working part time. You'll have grants from your OSAP about $3,000, and you'll have your OSAP at $11,000. Now, I've gotten all these numbers and I've calculated them already from proper sources. Maybe I'll be up and down from a few $100 or a few dollars, and that's okay. You can always migrate the numbers as you want, copy and paste from the document that I will provide in the link below. And that's in the description where there will be a link for this. You can copy it, paste it onto your new Excel sheet, and you can work out these numbers on your own. So yeah, you'll get the OSAP. So you're getting money coming in, and you're also going to have the huge cost of your expenses of your tuition plus you living on campus. I'm doing this on purpose because I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be living on campus, or they're going to have high travel expenses, especially if you're coming to Toronto from one of the GTA surrounding areas, or if you're going from any of the cities across the world. If you're in Australia, you want to go from Sydney to another city, you're going to have travel expenses, right? So keeping that in mind, we keep a float of 1,200, which is about $100 a month. So just in case you don't know what expenses can come up, I always like to keep afloat. That's to be more safe than sorry. You're out of that entire day. If you do the calculation, your bank balance comes out to being 2,800. Now this is what you see in your bank account, but it's not what's the true scenario. The true scenario is $8,200 you have to owe, and that's from the loan, the OSAP. Okay. Now the next year, you finish first year, you look at your bank account, you have a little bit of money left. You're like, okay, alhamdulillah, I'm still secure. Next year starts. Next year is the main year, or even before next year starts, you can also do a part of the co-op internship element, right? You can work within first year to get a job in the summer of that first year, so you can go and make a co-op, get an internship, and make some extra money. If you do that, you're already ahead of the game. But let's just say you don't do that. Your second year first focus should be school, scholarships, grants, because even your school gives grants, and usually that's for things like some things that you did over first year, or some grades that you got over first year, or some thing you written up in first year, or B or C or D, sorry. um, you are a low income family, or you're from one of these um, let's say minority groups, so you have some certain grants already given to you. Look, personally, uh, I say whatever opportunity you can get, you take advantage of, but you don't do anything that's immoral, right? So so you can apply for scholarships, you can apply for grants, and then you can also focus on getting yourself a co-op and internship by the ending of second year. It's very important. As soon as that May month hits, or April month hits, you should have your co-op in place. And then while second year is going on, you need to focus on part-time job and your deen. The reason why I'm saying deen is because deen is just Islam, which is religion, which is a morality system. It gives you guidance in regards to how to live your life and without doing anything stupid. I'll be honest, there's a lot of brothers I've seen who were either good with their deen starting university, and then as soon as they started university, they left quite a bit of their deen. They didn't leave their Islam, but they left quite a bit of their elements of praying, focusing on Islam, focusing on their studies. The thing is, when you're focused on deen, you're also focused on the aspects of what does my life need from me, and that at that given time, your life needs you to finish this degree on time, so you can start focusing on bigger things and for the ummah, right? So second year, I said expenses are 26,000. The reason I say that is because 4,000 extra is because you're gonna go out to network, you're gonna go out to meet people for your co-op and your internships. So that's why the extra 4,000. Your revenue technically this year, and this is me accounting for the entire year, is the co-op plus your part-time. Okay, so you have both of these. You get grant of 3,000, OSAP about 11,000. The reason why I'm saying OSAP 11,000 is because sometimes it's actually cheaper than that. Technically, um, sometimes you get like your tuitions are only like 9,000. So depending on what program you're in, kind of give and take. The float, as always, your bank balance that you see at the ending of the day is 13,800, and what you see here is a negative 4,000, 5,400, which I'll be honest with you is the loss that you have to pay back into your OSAP. Now, I'll tell you one more thing is in this at this point you can start thinking about paying back your loan. So when I was in second year, actually, I had some loans also. So I finished off my co-op. I was working for GM. Boom, the first thing I did when I got a massive paycheck out, like I mean, I took all my paychecks, I saved them, I did whatever my responsibility and my expenses required me to do. I did that. I saved as much as I could. I lived in a shared house in a random place in the world. It's called Woodstock. I lived in Woodstock, and just at that time, Woodstock was empty. The only thing Woodstock literally had was the GM facility and the Toyota facility, which was a manufacturing facility. So you, I just paid it off. So, and this is, I would say, I would recommend actually everybody to do the same. It's just pay it off as soon as you could, because you have that extra bank balance. Just give it up. There's no problem. The next year is the same thing, right? Your third year, you're focusing on the same elements. You're focusing on school, scholarships, grants, co-ops and internships, part-time job, and your dean and networking. Because networking, now you need to start establishing elements of bigger co-op jobs and full-time job. Same thing. You make a expense of 26,000. Your revenue is about 27,000. Grants, OSAP, same stuff. Float, and you can see your bank balance. Now this is less because I've incorporated within this the element that we've paid off the 5,400 from the year before. Now when it comes to the fourth year, now this is where the fun actually starts. Like you can start seeing it. Your second year and third year co-ops, try your best to keep them in the summer so they do not conflict with your OSAP documents. Because if they conflict with your OSAP documents, then OSAP is going to give you less money, and there's going to be issues with that. So try your best to do it that way. But if you're not able to do that, what you can do is, whenever you do have those co-op periods, you just let OSAP department know in advance. They will understand, and they will shift your rest of your payments during the summertime when you come back to do courses. And I'll be honest with you, summer courses are easier to do because professors are just over it too. Professors want to enjoy themselves too, so they give you longer classes in a day. But doing, because it's summertime, the exams and the stuff are a little bit easier, from my understanding. Okay, so now fourth year starts. You start, again, same thing: school, part-time, job applications, and dean. Now in this time, what you want to do is actually take a longer period off, 8 months for co-op. The reason why I'm saying this is because you will have more time to work, save up more money, and OSAP cannot technically start charging you riba. Okay, so neither the federal loan, neither the provincial loan. And I'm going to talk about the federal and the provincial loan at the ending. So you watch till the ending. And there's some important points that I need to share with you guys. So also, fourth year, focus on your networking and your dean because for your full-time job. Your expenses will be 2,100 because you're not in university as much, but you are still out working. So there's still some expenses. You should be reaping a higher revenue. This is under the consideration that you are doing 8 months of co-op, and you're working part-time, and you're squeezing in as much as you could. This is after taxes, by the way. This is not me telling you guys things before taxes, after taxes. So you can see that these are real numbers. It's not like, and this is something that I've lived by. Your grants, because you only worked one, you only were there for one semester, it should be about 1,500. Your OSAP should be about 5,500. Kind of, half the amount. Keep a higher flow because you're working, you have things going on, you're starting to mature in life, and because you're starting to mature in life, you need some better quality things, right? Now, I didn't mention one thing within the 2,200, the 26, the 22,000, 26,000, 26,000 from first year, second year, third year, and the 21,000 fourth year, is that if you are traveling, you can also include the cost of getting a cheap car. And we're talking about a car that's only 5,000, 6,000, $7,000. Okay, we're not talking about you getting a nice BMW, Audi, Lexus. Nah, I'm saying you're getting yourself a Honda Civic, a 2010 model, something that gets you from point A to B. Your goal is to survive, not right now to enjoy luxuries of life. Because I'll tell you honestly, if within these 4 or 5 years, and note this and quote this, you can quote this. Ahmed said this. If within these 4 or 5 years you struggle, you work hard, you do not enjoy the luxuries as much, the next 20 years of your life will have a lot more luxuries for you. So it's either 4 years versus 20 years. And so you have to make this decision. Can you be patient for 4 years and 5 years so you can enjoy the 20, 30 years after? So, and I'm being honest with you. I know so many brothers who still have their loans, and they can't do certain things that my friends who have paid their loans can do, because it's easier for them to be able to have the one mental um, acceptance that, oh, My loans are paid off. I'm a free man. I'm not a slave to anything. When you are on a loan and you have a loan, trust me, keep this mentality in your head. You are a slave to something. Somebody else owes. Sorry. You owe something to somebody else, and so somebody owns a part of your financial situation. Even if it's the government, they still own that. So keep that mindset. Anywho, then you come back for fifth year, and the reason why I'm saying this is because by the ending of fourth year, because you've taken the 8 months to work and you only did four courses, first semester, second semester, whichever one you want to do, you've taken 8 months off. You went to work. You were able to reap in a true bank balance of profit of 7,500. Now you have enough money that you can potentially even pay for your next semester on your own if you want. So you can clearly not even go for OSAP the next year, the last semester. Fifth year starts, you do the same thing that you did in fourth year, and by hopefully in ending of fifth year, you have a full time job. You will graduate with a profit. And I want to make this openly. This is not me boasting, but I want to tell you this as you can do this because I did it. And somebody had told me that they've done it, so that's why it was in my heart, in my head, and in my heart that it's possible. And I'm telling you, it's possible. It's possible for you to graduate with a profit, with a higher with an investment fund that you can have before by the time you graduate. Now you can take something like $10,000, $12,000. Some people even had $15,000 when they graduated. I know some people who had $20,000 while they graduated. So anyway, you take that $10,000, we'll keep it bare minimum, and you can start off your life with something strong. You're starting a full time job. You have $10,000. You can even get a nicer car, and you can start enjoying the luxuries of life. You can start traveling the world. You can start doing things that you've been wanting to do, right? So there's a lot of benefit in this, and then you'll see friends who are who are stuck in this loan, and I'm not making. It's not that super miserable, but I'm trying to make you realize that look, if you want to be a true excellence individual, you cannot be under the finances of somebody else. Like, all these people that say they have a house, but they're on conventional mortgages. I said, so about one, you're sinning, but let's take out the sinning element. You don't own the house. Somebody else owns the house. The house isn't yours, technically speaking. Technically speaking, the bank takes money from other people, gives you a riba loan, you go get the house. So technically, it's these guys who have given the savings accounts into the banks. And they also take reserve loans and overnight reserve loans from the reserve system. So it's like, it's not really your stuff. Anywho, you can graduate with a profit. You can do whatever you want. I would recommend if you do end up being in this situation, then inshallah watch my YouTube videos and put some money in some investments. All right, guys, that wraps up for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Put in the comments. Put it in my other social media because I'm going to be sharing this on across all social media. Share this with your friends and family because it's very important. The last thing that I wanted to share was what is going on with the OSAP loans. So this is specifically for Canada and America. I am going to add that element right now. Important information for all university students about OSAP. Starting April 1st, 2023, the Government of Canada has permanently eliminated the accumulation of interest on all Canada student loans federal. However, interest will still apply on the provincial parts of the student loans. So what I recommend is if you still have some element of the loan at the ending, do whatever you can, but pay off that provincial loan ASAP. Make sure you push through the provincial loan. How do you do this? There's so if one, I would highly recommend you get in contact with the provincial loan element of your of your OSAP, and you'll have to write a check to them. You'll also write a letter of authorization addressed to the NSLSC, which is pretty much the body which is managing your loan. And we'll put up a screenshot of what that write up looks like, and you guys can read this. You guys can pause the video and you guys can read this. So this will help you pay off your loan without riba, even if you still have like $5,000, $10,000 after you've graduated, and because you didn't get a co-op, you weren't able to do certain things, you had higher responsibilities in the house, and so you had to pay into that. Guys, I hope you guys like this video. Share with your friends, family, share with everybody across the world who you think can benefit from this, because subhanallah, somebody had told me and put in my heart that you can pay off your loan before you graduate. And may Allah bless that teacher. She was my grade 11, grade 12 grade 11 English teacher, Miss Patan. If you're watching this, may Allah bless you. May Allah give you the highest place in Jannah. I always say this no matter whoever I meet, that you put it within my brain and my heart that you can pay off your loan before you graduate. And so, or you can pay it off as soon as possible, type of thing. Because we were always in the mentality, because we met other teachers who always said, "Oh, it's gonna take 20 years. It's taking 10 years. Oh, I'm still teaching, and it's been 10 years since I've been teaching, and I still haven't been able to pay off my loan." So, thank you. And so this is for everybody who is watching. Please share this, like, share, subscribe, check out my other social media, and as always, take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum.